Time again, and welcome, young people. I'm proud to be joined by our colleague and friend, council member David Ryu. This is a very important time, not just for the Korean community, but for this country and, more importantly, this city, because we do have the largest population of Koreans in Los Angeles outside of Korea. So if I could ask my dear friend James Ahn and part of your entourage to join us. Okay, whatever. Show some respect. Okay, members, this Saturday will be a huge celebration again for the city of Los Angeles and for the Korean community. We will celebrate, and I'm going to do my best, Kwanbok-chul, which is restoration of the light. It is the National Liberation Day of Korea, celebrating 70 years of liberation from Japanese rule. One of the things that makes our country and our city so dynamic is the diversity that we have. And this is an opportunity for us to take a moment and to celebrate a lot of the cultural contributions that we have received from the Korean community that it has been my honor to represent for quite some time. I am joined today by a history maker in his own right, David Ryu, the first Korean American council person to ever be elected, a former co-worker of mine, and an individual that has taken to this job like a duck takes to water. So we are glad to have you aboard, David, and I'm going to ask you if you would please join me in this presentation, and then I'm going to call up a very dear friend to say a few words representing the community. So, members, if we could give a round of applause for our own member, Mr. David Ryu. Oh, I look at that. I get it. Yes.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you for allowing me to join you today on this historic day. And as we celebrate the 70 years of Korean independence, also known as Kwanbok-chul, meaning Restoration of Light Day. Los Angeles is home to Koreatown, as well as the largest population of ethnic Koreans outside of Korea. But Korean Americans are spread out all over our region, contributing to a rich cultural tapestry of our city. Los Angeles also has a vital cultural and economic ties with our sister city, Busan. Our relationship has been solidified with the Korean Friendship Bell located in Councilmember Buscaino's district, Angels Gate Park in San Pedro, and the beautiful Korean Navy turtle ship, gifted from the mayor of Busan, located right here in City Hall Rotunda. My parents and I arrived from Korea just as many immigrants envisioned, to live in Los Angeles and to share in the American experience. Tonight and tomorrow, we celebrate 70 years of Korean independence, but we also celebrate diversity, cross-cultural understanding, and the appreciation of the Korean experience. And I think this is a very opportune time. 우리 한인 리더들이 있을 때요, 우리 LAC에서 한국말로 축하하는 게 너무나 하고 싶었습니다, 한번. 감사합니다. 우리 한인 커뮤니티 리더들 때문에, 우리 코리아타운 때문에 여기까지 왔습니다. 너무나 감사하고 이번 광복절에 이런 좋은 행사할 수 있어서 너무 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rue, and thank you for being a real asset to this body. It is now my pleasure to present to you an individual that I consider a close friend, a dear friend. He is the president of the Korean Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, President James An.
Thank you very much.
I got turned up.
안녕하십니까? 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Good morning, Mr. President Hubble Wesson and honorable council members. And thank you for inviting us to City Hall to commemorate this year's Korean Independence Day. On August 15, 1945, Korea gained its independence after 36 years of oppressive Japanese colonial rule. Every year on this date, Koreans all over the world celebrate Korea's liberation and the birth of modern-day South Korea by raising the Korean flag. This year's event is especially meaningful as it marks the 70th anniversary. And on this day, we celebrate and reflect back on 70 years of incredible growth and achievement. From the ashes of war, South Korea has grown into a world economic and cultural power. We also celebrate the close relationship between the United States and South Korea as we look to grow this alliance in the future. Today, we honor the many thousands of comfort women that suffered as sexual slaves during the war. We call upon the Japanese government to apologize and finally take full responsibility for its role in this tragedy. Only then will the surviving victims finally have their peace, and only then can the two countries build a strong and lasting relationship for the future. We urge this council and the city of Los Angeles to stand with us in our effort for justice and truth on this critical issue. Thank you for your support, and the community is grateful for your valued friendship. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, we have a resolution.
And Mr. President, there are two members on the queue as well.
Oh, okay.
Mr. O'Farrell?
1 second. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, President Wesson. Thank you, Councilmember Rue, Mr. An, Robert, and delegation, entire delegation. I have a little section of Koreatown in the 13th District, and so I wanted to rise and just say congratulations on this very important, solemn, but also celebratory occasion, and just say 축하합니다. Congratulations. Thank you.
Mr. Krikorian?
Thank you very much, Madam President. I just wanted to rise to note the momentous, historic occasion that this is. 70 years of independence for the Republic of Korea, 70 years of extraordinary friendship between the Republic of Korea and the United States of America, our shared values of commitment to democracy, our shared future in trade and economic vitality across the Pacific Rim. This has been one of the closest friendships that any two nations can have. And I'm especially proud that we here in Los Angeles are the home of the largest Korean diasporan community in the world. And I'm especially proud that we get to celebrate this important 70th anniversary, 70 years of success after oppression and occupation by Japan, 70 years of peace and development after so many years of terror and abuse at the hands of an occupying nation. To have this celebration on the same day that we can celebrate the arrival of the first Korean American member of the City Council in the history of the City of Los Angeles is a remarkable, remarkable moment that we all take great joy in. And so I want to welcome all of you to City Hall and thank you, and especially celebrate with you the arrival of our colleague David Ryu.
Mr. Harris-Dawson.
Thank you, Madam President. I also wanted to rise and thank folks for joining us in this celebration today and thank our President, Mr. Herb Wesson, who's been such a giant advocate of the South Korean American community here in Los Angeles and a great representative. And I'm also proud to be a freshman and in the class of the first Korean American member of this body, Mr. David Ryu, my colleague and friend. So we appreciate you, and let's give him another round of applause while we're here. Also, the 8th Council District isn't necessarily known as a highly populated area by the Korean American community, but we are home to the Korean Cultural Center on Vermont and 24th, and so I want to recognize them. And then maybe some of you in the audience, we learned this history when we were preparing today. Folks may or may not know that South Los Angeles is often the landing spot for immigrants as they come into the Los Angeles area. And so it is no different for South Korean immigrants to Los Angeles. Many folks went to Foshay and Manual Arts High School and LA High School back in the day and were residents of South LA. And so we still have a community there that's very, very active as a faith community and as well as being very, very civically engaged. And so, again, we thank you and are happy to join in the celebration.
Mr. President.
I think I need to get a little taller. But anyway, for all that you've done for the great city of Los Angeles, let me say to all of my Korean brothers and sisters, Taedanhi 감사합니다, and we'd like to present you, Mr. President, with this proclamation is signed by all of the members, plus the mayor, I believe the controller, and the city attorney as well. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Michael, let's make sure someone.
Okay, in the meantime, I'd like to give him big hand and Mr. David Ryu. Okay, let's.
Thank you all. All righty. Okay. Put another one? Okay, we got it.
That's about it.
Okay.